All right, thanks, Sheldon. Well, we're joined now by Marcus Bertone, a columnist for our news partner, the Sacramento Bee. Your column this morning, time to vet the risks of the arena deal, and we spoke about this. After we heard that there was a deal made in Orlando, the mayor comes back, everyone's clapping, there's cheers, but we haven't heard the actual brass tack plan. You said it has to be nailed down.
It has to be nailed down, and there's nothing that's binding yet. It's basically a handshake agreement on the framework of a deal, whatever that means.
Right.
We don't really have any details, and even what the city council is going to have a big vote next week. But it's voting on a term sheet that's non-binding. It's not legally binding. So this is kind of the dangerous time for the city, really, in that everyone's high-fiving each other for good reason. It's a time to celebrate, but there's no legal contract yet.
Even when they vote, you said there's still no legal contract.
It's non-binding, and so this is the time where maybe in the dark or when people take their eyes off of it, that something weird could happen, and people, particularly Mayor Johnson, needs to really be wary of that.
He said, he told the city council, look, it's time for you to poke holes into this. I want you to make sure that we make a good deal for the citizens here, for the people here. I think that's a good sign that he really wants this deal to be rock solid.
Right, because the exposure to the city could be significant, and they're trying to cobble together all these different ways of paying for the arena. Now, one of them could be a ticket surcharge, which a lot of cities use. But what you need with that ticket surcharge is you need people to buy tickets. Team's not very good right now.
So can they deliver?
Well, that's the thing. And so the pressure now is squarely back on the Kings owners that, this is losing season number 6 for the Kings. You can't have that when you go into a new building. You're probably going to charge more. You definitely are going to charge more because of the surtax. So it's on them to put a winning.
And people are going to expect a winning team.
Yeah,
they're
going to pay an entertaining team. And the question I have about the owners is they already had a lot of debt.
Right.
They're probably going to take on more debt to own the team. Do they have the capacity to even do that? I don't know.
And one more thing I thought was really interesting. You talked about Mayor Johnson himself, and you said, look, this proves that he can get things done as a strong mayor. He doesn't need that initiative. If he had this kind of enthusiasm and chutzpah, if you will, continuing forward, he can get a lot done.
He can get a lot done. If he's this engaged, this charismatic, and this sort of collaborative with people, there's no stopping him. And he doesn't, for my opinion, he doesn't even need that. He just needs to be the way he's been the last couple of months.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining. Again, very interesting column in the Sacramento Bee. Be sure to read it. All right, time now for a look ahead at the markets today. Let's check in with Doug Emmett from Ameriprise. Okay, let's talk markets today.
Markets today look to be opening up a little bit higher. Durable good orders. People wonder what the heck is a durable good. That would be like a washing machine, a refrigerator, those kind of things. They were actually up last month. And now it didn't hit expectations, but that's coming off of a negative January.
So better up than down.
Exactly.
Moving in the right direction.
So the market's like that today.
All right. Let's talk about IPOs. We were talking about this earlier. Late 90s, 2000, people got IPO, initial public offering, I'm going to make some money.
Right.
These are different.
These are different this time around. These companies actually are making money.
Okay, good.
There are a lot of brands that you see in the stores. Last night, Annie's Inc., which is a Berkeley-based Whole Foods type of company, went public with strong demand. And these are brands that you see quite often nowadays and are really making money. And IPOs really fuel the market. There are over 400 in registration. This week, if all 10 priced this week, it'll be the largest week since December 2010.
And so is this good for people at home to get in on?
It is really good. There's been a 70% drop this quarter from first quarter last year, but the ones that have come public have had an average return of 28%.
Okay,
so,
you got a return, you got some plus in that market.
Exactly, so it's something to keep an eye on.
Okay, we definitely will. Good information there. Okay, let's talk about Microsoft. I told you I have a friend who works for Apple, and I said, do you see them as a threat? And he said, no.
Right.
But you're saying watch out.
Yeah, Xbox got a really long-term plan here, or Microsoft, I should say, with their Xbox system. They announced a big announcement yesterday in an effort to really control the media entertainment in your room. Announced yesterday that more people are using the Xbox now for entertainment,
I'm
for
guilty.
TVs, movies, music, than they are for playing games.
Yeah. Well, we use it in our house for playing games, and then I found out that you can also use a scratch DVD in your Xbox, and it has technology that kind of skips through and keeps it playing.
That's exactly right. So yesterday, the big announcement was they announced 3 new apps for their Xbox with Comcast, HBO Go, and MLB TV. Now you have to pay for the subscriptions to those.
Of course.
Of course, and you have to pay for a subscription on Xbox Live.
Right.
But they control the content and the way it comes through your
That's
home.
really interesting. That's what's going on in my house right now. Netflix, all that goes right
That's
through
right.
that Xbox 360.
That's right.
All right, thanks, Doug. What
you.
can we expect tomorrow?
Tomorrow's a busy day for U.S. economic news.
Okay.
Jobless claims, GDP numbers, and the like. So we'll be looking at those.
All right, thanks a lot. Modesto police are on the lookout for 2 home invasion robbery suspects who broke into an elderly woman's home on Tuesday and duct taped her hands and feet, eyes and mouth. The break-in happened at the woman's Hubert Drive home mid-morning. The 80-year-old was alone watching television. Neighbors say the 2 ransacked the house for more than an hour and took her cell phone, purse, and her car, a Chrysler PT Cruiser.
She's a very nice lady. I love her to death. Brings me to tears just thinking of her going through what she went through that long.
Police say the suspects are a man and a woman pair, but are not prepared to add more than that to the profile just yet. Well, 2 people rescued by crews near Sac State's campus late last night. The people in need of help managed to get into the water near the treatment plant. Cecile Ray Tonsel looked in on the rescue effort. Good Wednesday morning. It is 5:01 midweek. Finally, I'm Alisa Becerra.
And I'm Bethany Crouch. Welcome back to Fox 40 Live. Lots to get to this morning. In fact, you have a story coming up.
I have a lot of stories coming up, actually, no. I'm really excited about this one. We're all, in the frenzy about the Mega Millions and winning. I have another little mega way to get money, so I'll tell you about that. Yeah.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah,
All
you have to
right.
get a little physical, but you can win some money. All right, let's get to the top 10 stories that matter most this morning. Story number 1.
Yeah, was the $363 million enough of a tease to get you out there and buying a lottery ticket last night? A lot of people in our newsroom bought tickets.
I did. I went into the pool and then I went and got some for my kids, in their names, in their honor. I don't know. I didn't even look at them this morning, but here I am.
You could be a winner right now, Lisa.
I know. I don't think so, though. If it wasn't, we want to know that there's something even bigger on the horizon. Alyssa Harrington is live in Sacramento. We've been talking all week about the arena financing plan that Mayor Kevin Johnson reached with the Maloofs and the NBA in Florida. The plan jumped another big hurdle last night when the Sacramento Board of Supervisors voted to move forward with their plan to use part of the parking revenue to pay for that arena. But not everyone is psyched about that huge sum of money that will be spent on the entertainment complex. One group says it should be scrapped altogether. Joining us now is John Bloomer and John Berger of Citizens for a Fair Arena Financing. And they say this plan isn't good. And we were talking, you also say the process wasn't good. So, John, we'll start with you, and then we'll go to you, John. Make it easy.
Well, the process isn't good because it's top down. Mm-hmm. We feel that the financing plan is wrong, but we think that the approach to that plan was wrong. This has been decided by a mayor who loves basketball and who sees an advantage in doing something with the central city. He wants to spiff it up. He wants to get some energy. Whatever he wants. He wants a basketball team here.
Right.
And in that process, what he has missed is the contact with the people.
Okay.
And I'm a New Englander. I come from New England. We're used to town meetings. We
Right,
get
town
together,
hall meeting, yeah.
We sound it out with people. We put out a plan out. We get feedback, and there's some coming together.
And you felt that was missing. John, your point.
Well, the voters of Sacramento have twice rejected the use of any public monies or public facilities to support the Kings. Kings fans should separate their loyalty to the team from the loyalty to a sports complex which is going to involve millions of dollars. The cost will only increase, and the sports people in charge will be coming back to the city for more taxpayer money, and we oppose that.
Okay. Many are saying, though, that this arena, like others that have been built in other cities, is going to bring jobs, is going to bring money, and that should pay for it. In theory, it ends up paying for itself.
Yeah, that's what they say. But teams move all the time. Take a look at the Dodgers. Take a look, coming out to California. That's history. But teams move. This thing is fluid. So I guess. What
would you have liked to have seen happen? Let's go there.
Well, the railroad complex is a beautiful, beautiful public site. New York is certainly as well known for its Central Park as it is for its sports team. We think that a park highlighting the agriculture here in California in the Sacramento Valley, and perhaps with an area to highlight the jazz festival here. It should really be a local, family-oriented, for all the people, park complex.
Okay, we only have a couple of seconds left. Actually, I'm being told to wrap, but I wanted to know what you thought should have been done with that area.
I like this plan.
All
I mean,
right.
you could have a park, you could eventually sell part of it off. Central City is there. Olmsted created in 1858. It's at the center of the, and then people like green and they like to go out with their families.
Well, and I think this controversy is going to continue, as you know. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for coming in. We'll probably have to have you back and talk about this again because there's so much more to say. Thank you both for joining us. Bethany?